Hello everyone, my name is Jackson Vollor, and today I will be discussing Yellowtail Global and how they have entered a highly successful US wine market. Alright, so to start guys, Yellowtail is an Australian wine brand company that is entering the US market at a time when wine and the wine industry was already very competitive and somewhat difficult for new brands to succeed in. Instead of following the traditional approach used by other wine companies, Yellowtail focuses on simplifying both the product and the overall customer experience. They made their wine easier to understand, easier to choose, and more approachable for everyday consumers. Their market and main target was not experienced wine drinkers, but rather casual consumers or people who normally don't and didn't drink wine at all. Because of this unique approach, they were able to grow quickly and gain large shares of the market. All right, moving to the problems. One of the biggest problems in the wine industry at this time was that it was very confusing and intimidating for many customers. There were too many choices and labels, often including complicated terminology that most people didn't understand. This made it very difficult for new or casual customers to feel comfortable buying wine. In addition, most traditional wine brands focused heavily on experienced wine drinkers, which meant they were not appealing to the broader audience. There was also a strong competition with well-established brands, making it even harder for new companies to stand out. With that being said, Yellowtail recognized their issues and saw an opportunity to approach the market very differently. Alright guys, let's move to the theoretical linkage. This case connects to several important business concepts throughout our time in Mr. Teasley's class. First is the blue ocean strategy, which focuses on creating a new market space instead of competing directly in the existing one already. Yellowtail did this by targeting people who were not traditionally wine drinkers. Second is the differentiation strategy. They stood out by being fun, simple, and different from other wine brands that were focused on more formal and complex strategies. They also applied customer value innovation by removing unnecessary complexity and focusing on what customers actually wanted. Overall, I would say their strategy shows the importance of understanding the customer and adapting to their needs. As I stated, adapting to customers' needs is extremely important, and branding strategy is definitely the way to do so. One of the key reasons for Yellowtail's success is obviously their branding strategy. They use bright, colorful packaging that makes their products stand out on those store shelves. The kangaroo logo made this brand easy to recognize while also adding fun and an approachable image. They've also simplified their labels by removing technical wine language, which makes it easier for customers to understand what they're buying. This branding helped reduce the intimidation factor that many people feel when choosing those over the top wine brands. As a result, customers felt more confident and comfortable when purchasing this product. Next, moving to the market strategy. In terms of marketing strategy, Yellowtail focuses on making their wine more affordable and accessible to a wider audience. They targeted those casual customers and people who don't usually drink wine, instead of focusing only on the experts. They also use affordable pricing, which I said, making their products more appealing compared to those more expensive wine brands out there, appealing to only the consistent consumers. In addition, their products were widely available in stores, making them easy to find and purchase, allowing focus to make their wine easy to drink, which helps attract those new customers on a consistent basis. Overall, their strategy was based on convenience, simplicity, and most importantly, accessibility. Next, let's focus on the lessons learned. There are several important lessons that managers and people alike can gather from this case. First, simplicity can actually be a very strong competitive advantage. Companies don't always need to be complex to succeed. Second, understanding customers' needs is extremely critical. Yellowtail succeeded because they focused on what customers found frustrating and removed those barriers. Third, innovation does not always mean adding new features. It can mean simplifying the product's experience. Finally, strong branding plays a major role in influencing customers' decisions and building loyalty. These lessons can be applied across many different industries. Next, we'll move to the strategic impact. This case also shows the broader impact of Yellowtail's strategy. They were able to redefine how wine was marketed and sold, especially to non traditional customers. By targeting people who were not originally part of the wine market, they were able to increase overall demand instead of just competing for existing customers. This approach helped them build a strong brand and loyalty that's constantly expanding, even globally. It also shows that companies can succeed by focusing on overlooked opportunities and thinking differently from their competitors. In conclusion, to conclude, Yellowtail's success was based on unique and well executed strategy. They focused on simplicity, strong branding, and understanding their customers. Instead of competing directly with other wine brands, they were able to create their own space in the market. Their approach shows that businesses can achieve success by being innovative and customer focused. This case highlights the importance of adapting to customers' needs and thinking creatively in competitive industries. Thank you.